being here today. Really appreciate it. Another hand for the mayor. Super. Thank you. Our next presenter today represents the Patterson Diocese, the Diocese of Patterson, and has a message from Bishop Ceratelli. This is Preston Dibble, Director of Music for the Diocese of Patterson, and St. Teresa Calcutta Parish, Immaculate Conception over in Montclair. Preston.
Thank you. Our Reverend Bishop here from the Church of Patterson, Bishop Ceratelli, was not able to be with us today, but he has offered some words which I would like to share with you. On behalf of the priests, deacons, consecrated religious, and lay faithful of the entire Diocese of Patterson, New Jersey, may I offer my heartfelt congratulations to you as you celebrate the Peragallo Organ Company's 100th anniversary of organ building. In 2007, the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops wrote, quote, "Among all other instruments which are suitable for divine worship, the organ is accorded pride of place, and in some ways remind us of the immensity and the magnificence of God. Your quality and workmanship over the years has truly lived up to this great standard. How blessed the Diocese of Patterson has been over its 80-year history to be intertwined with Peragallo. Today, 42 of our parish churches have Peragallo organs. 42. Thank you for enriching the faith and the worship of so many of our people across the diocese over these many years. May the Lord continue to guide and bless your work for many years to come. Asking for the Lord's blessing upon you and your company, I remain sincerely yours in Christ, Most Reverend Arthur J. Ceratelli, Bishop of Patterson." So, very quick personal note. I have kind of the honor or the curse of having two jobs. I serve the Church of Patterson as the Diocese Director of Music, and it is such a wonderful thrill to play the instrument, which is now in its, how many iterations? Fourth iteration, in the newly renovated Cathedral Church, just a mile or so down the road from here. It is a splendid, splendid instrument. But also serve a parish in Montclair, which has been served by the Peragallo family for several decades now. I'm native of Pittsburgh, and for those of you organists, 99% of all organs in western Pennsylvania are molars. This was my lone experience coming to New Jersey, but having gotten to know and be able to call friends the Peragallo family and play many of their instruments over these past many years, I have known them to be wonderful people and wonderful instruments, and we are blessed to have them here in our own community. Congratulations.
Thank you, Preston. I'd also like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of several good friends and offer thanks for attending today. Every time I look up, this is so humbling and so overwhelming to be standing here. It's so many people just standing there. And every time I look up, I see somebody different that I recognize. It's really, really tremendous. I feel completely overwhelmed. But today we have with us the good Salesian sisters, with Sister Mary Rinaldi of North Haledon, who tragically recently lost their beloved chapel to a devastating fire. They have a big dinner coming up at the Brownstone to raise funds for the chapel, so I'm sure Sister can pass out some evidence to them. But they're so beautiful people, and it's been such an important part of the Peragallo legacy over the years to be able to provide organs for the different Salesian communities. Also with us today is Cindy Holden in the organ committee from St. John's Lutheran Church in Sayville, whose organ is under construction in the shop. That's the organ you're looking at with the casework, and the console is in the room over here. So they made the big trek out here from Sayville, Long Island, and I hope they like what they see. Thank you, Cindy. There's some folks who traveled a long way to be here today. Todd Davis from York, Pennsylvania. Scott Chambers from St. Anthony's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And Al Cresci from Brooklyn, the Holy Innocents, Brooklyn, where we restored the Skinner. And we want to thank them for traveling out here to be with us today. Also, we have with us today friends and family from far and wide, including one of Patterson's favorite sons and world's greatest guitarists, Bucky Peragallo. One of the most greatest moments of my life was to be able to play the Rodrigo guitar concerto and do the orchestration part of the organ with Bucky in Saddlebrook about 25 years ago, and it was just absolutely overwhelming. It's such a beautiful thing. Thank you, Bucky. We also have with us many Peragallos, including Flo Peragallo and her family, who provided Grandpa, John Sr., with the financial resources back in the day to build this factory in the back here. So we thank them for being with us today. Now, many former employees are here, a few who work for John Sr. and my dad, John Jr., including one 1964 employee, Harry Fletcher, who's now a minister in Pennsylvania, and lovely June Zerber. Where's June? June has to stand up. June ran to show up in the office for all those years before Ellen. Thank you for being here. So we have a little quiz for you to continue onward. And if you were listening, you probably heard a lot of the answers already and some of the things people have been saying here. So I think there's a handout for some people who answers correctly. So just, I don't know how many things we have to hand out, but how many states include a Peragallo instrument? You hear the right answer somewhere? Start guessing.
42.
Not yet.
32.
All right.
49. 45.
Just lucky number.
20.
17. I heard the right number over there. 17 states. How many Peragallo organs are currently out there?
754.
Ooh. 754 in the back. Whoa, she got an answer. Opus 754 right now, Mount Carmel in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Some of the pipes are in the shop here, and you can see them. Where was John Peragallo Sr. born? Gentlemen, right? Gentlemen. Now, who dedicated Grandpa's first new organ in St. Michael's Church? I told you that already almost there. It was Pietro Jan, right? The Italian organist. How many, we're going to get a little more complicated now. How many Peragallo instruments, and you're going to get a kick out of this, have the Tarantino family played on? Where is he? Timmy Tarantino, right over there.
You couldn't figure it out.
You couldn't figure it out? 5. First Presbyterian in Patterson, down across from the cathedral. First Presbyterian North Haledon, Cedar Cliff, Haledon, Watchung Press, and finally Church on the Green. I missed one? Union Avenue Baptist, 6 Tarantinos. Okay, a different type of question. How many pipes are in the organ at St. Patrick's Cathedral?
47.
That's a good guess. It's actually 9,024. You said 9,000 over there. Good prize. Okay, how many people visit Temple Peragallo survived at St. Patrick's? Always a challenge for that one there. How many cathedrals and co-cathedrals include a Peragallo organ? 7. You got that answer, Timmy. Timmy knows facts here. That's great. St. John's Patterson, St. Patrick's in New York, St. Mary's in Fall River, St. Simon and Jude in Phoenix, Arizona, St. Peter's in Wilmington, and St. Joseph's Co-Cathedral in Brooklyn, and St. Patrick's Co-Cathedral in Newark. Okay, we'll switch dioceses. Another technical question. I'm sure there has to be Newark Diocese organists here. How many Peragallos did the Neglia family play on? The famous Neglia family. Eric, you should know this answer, right? Let's see, there's all these Neglias. There's Joe Sr., Joe Jr., John Dot, and Rosanna, and they're all great organists, and they play all over the place. So they were playing at Queen of Peace Monastery in Union City, that's an old one, St. Joseph, St. Michael, Sacred Heart in Lyndhurst, St. Joseph in Jersey City, Seton Hall Chapel, and recently Our Lady of Lourdes in Mountainside, our new instrument. How many, we had that question, how many churches in the Diocese of Patterson have a Peragallo? 42. And how many times have the Peragallos been featured on the cover of the American Organist magazine? Timmy knows that answer too. Did he study up for this or something? 5 times he's been on the cover. Okay, how many Peragallos does it take to screw in a light bulb? No, that doesn't work. Okay, at this point, I'd like to call up my son John, and he's going to give you a little background on what it took to bring Grandpa Senior here to Patterson.